Hey everyone, it's Pearlescent Toys, back in today's video with another Marvel Legends action figure review, and today we're looking at Wolverine from the brand new Secret Wars wave. As I explained in my short, we have been needing a new brown suit Wolverine for the longest time. We're going to find out today if this one is a worthy successor to the Juggernaut and the Retro Collection brown suit Wolverines. But first, let's take a look at the back of the box, which has a bio. On a patchwork battle world, Wolverine fights a raging war alongside the X-Men, but is wary of forging alliances outside his trusted fellow mutants. Oh man, I cannot wait to dig into this one. So without further ado, let's get into the review. And here we have Wolverine out of the packaging. Man, it's been such a long time coming for a brand new brown suit Wolverine. Yeah, let's just take a look at the sculpted paint apps for this figure. First off, I kind of want to say everything, or mostly everything from this mold is reused from the X-Men 97 figure. Love the treads on the sole going all the way around each boot. Not on the bottom though, but that's fine. And yeah, I really do want to say these are from the X-Men 97 because there aren't a whole lot of sculpted detail in it. It is just pretty barren right there. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just something that I noticed. I do love the fins going up though. I think they're just the right size. They're not too big to where they're like kind of like clashing with each other or they hit each other, but they are big enough for you to notice, and I really do appreciate that. His big old tree trunk legs, wozers. Why do all the heroes have tree trunks for thighs? Not a whole lot of like painted detail on these, but I do like the sculpt for his muscles. I think they cross that perfect line between like animated and realistic. So I think that's really cool. You get that on the back as well. And then moving up to the trunks, and this is definitely reused from the X-Men 97 Wolverine. That was the first figure to use this brand new sculpted hip piece with the trunks sculpted on instead of just using this middle piece right here. Yeah, it just looks so much better, huh? I do like the wrinkles at the ends of the trunks. We have the X-Man right here. Can we see the X butt? Oh yeah. Why are they putting shading in the crack lately? It's just funny to me. You know what it looks like? It looks like when like someone at the gym is like super sweaty and you could see like a sweat mark going down their ass crack. That's what this reminds me of. It's just so funny whenever Hasbro does this. We move up to the belt, and I kind of want to say this is reused from the like Juggernaut or the Retro Collection. It is sculpted in a very vibrant red color. You could see a lot of sculpted detail for that leather, some stitching going around the edges, and of course that belt buckle in the middle painted a really good gold. Like, it is super reflective, as you can see, and you have some holes for that buckle to go through. We move up to the upper torso. I believe the brown is painted on top throughout this entire body. It's kind of fuzzy. It's not super crisp. Ooh, already have paint missing right there. I think that's just for me moving it off camera though. Yeah, you could see up here the yellow painted on the butterfly joints, whereas the brown painted all over the rest of the body. Big point of controversy when this figure was announced was the colors, the color scheme. People weren't really rocking with the brighter brown and yellow. I think a lot of fans wanted a darker brown, a darker yellow, like the other brown suit Wolverines we have gotten throughout the years. Call me a shill for Hasbro or whatever you want, because I just love retro colors. And this is a shining example of that. Those bright colors, ones that look like those old figures from the 80s. Yeah, this just works for me. Will it look good with your other X-Men figures? Maybe not. But I think on its own, it is a really good color scheme, especially as like a one-off. I'm sure they're going to reuse this body later down the line and do like a proper brown suit Wolverine. Anyways, moving on, and we move on to the shoulders, the little flat piece right here. The skin is painted on, and that's really evident right here, and on the back of the shoulders as well. Those arms are exquisite. They are massive arms, and they're just covered in hair too. Look at that vein sculpted on the front of each arm. The hair is so eye-catching. I love it so much. And then for the glove, that animated look again. But yeah, overall, a fantastic sculpt with some great paint apps. Now going over accessories, first up is this masked head sculpt with a smile. And dude, like, I think this head sculpt is just incredible. I absolutely love it to death. This is everything that I wanted from the X-Men 97 head sculpt. That one was just straight face, really boring. But here we have something else, a smiling head sculpt, something that we don't really get that often in Wolverine figures. But man, oh man, does this just do it for me. And the paint apps around the face is just absolutely breathtaking to look at. He has a fiber clock shadow all around his mouth. And those muscles, you could see that sculpted detail right there. And the eyes too look wonderful. The fins, I would have liked them to go out a little bit more. Yeah, just a great head sculpt. And he also has an unmasked head sculpt. I think if there's any place to do a neutral Logan expression, it's definitely the unmasked head sculpt. Because look, those eyebrows, man, they just convey so much anger right there. And you still get that neutral face expression. And it's helped a lot by the digital face printing. You can see there's so much detail in those eyes. And all around the face, too. I love those little mutton chops right there. And his hair isn't super boisterous. Is that a word? It doesn't go out super far like other Wolverine figures, but you still get that trademark Wolverine hair. It's swooping back, these little horns right here. Yeah, this is just a perfect Wolverine head sculpt. He also comes with these 2 clawed hands using the X-Men 97 mold. And while I'm a bigger fan of the movie Wolverine claws, these ones are almost as good, if not just as good. They're molded in a metallic silver plastic, a really bright one. I love that. And he also comes with 2 regular fisted hands. Interestingly, these little ports, is that what they're called? On this hand are painted silver. On the other hand, they are molded in that same silver plastic. Not bad, just something interesting to note. And just like every other figure from this wave, he also comes with a shield with a holographic image of him. Does nothing for me. Would have liked a different accessory instead. You can swap out the faceplate for the Secret Wars logo though. Moving on to articulation, he's able to move his head up this much and look down that much. No pivot at all for this head sculpt, but he does have side-to-side movement. He does have a tiny bit for the masked head sculpt. His arm is able to move this far up, and with the butterfly shoulder joint, it's able to bend back that much and go forward a really good amount. He has rotation at the shoulder, an upper bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow allowing his arm to bend in this much, and your standard wrist hinge allowing his hand to move up, down, and turn all the way around. With his mid-ab crunch, he's able to bend back a little bit, but he can bend forward a really good amount. Waist swivel, his leg is able to kick up this much, go out to the side that much, and go back a pretty good amount. He has upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee that's able to bend up this much. He has upper calf rotation cleverly hidden beneath that boot, and his foot is able to move this far down, this far up, and he has... Before we move into the size comparisons, I wanted to compare the brand new brown suit Wolverine with the older one. This one from the Retro Collection Wave 1. We have to travel back to the far off distant year of 2017, the ancient times. The differences already are just noticeable. You could see it in the colors. This one has the more traditional darker brown and sort of like mustardy yellow or dark yellow, I should say, because this is truly mustard yellow. You could say that you like the colors on this one more, but in terms of like the articulation and the sculpt and just the figure overall, this one beats this one in every aspect. Again, like the only thing you can really hold against this new one are the colors, but I think everything about this brand new version is just infinitely better. And now moving on to the size comparisons, here is Wolverine next to Captain America and Iron Man, Spider-Man and the Beyonder, Titania and Doctor Doom, Ultron and Kang the Conqueror, Enchantress and Absorbing Man, Dr. Octopus and Molecule Man, Hulk and Thor, Captain Marvel and She-Hulk, Nightcrawler and Colossus, Professor X and Magneto, The Thing and the Human Torch, and finally here he is next to Mr. Fantastic and Spider-Man, Deadpool and Hydra Bob, Deadpool and Hydra Bob, Darwin and Morbius, and finally Jeff the Landshark and Spider-Ham. All right, time for my final rating and my overall thoughts. I think I'm going to give Wolverine here a final rating of 9.5 out of 10. My goodness, this is everything I could ask for in a brown suit Wolverine, minus the more comic accurate colors. But for me personally, I love the retro inspired palette. That bright yellow and brown just looks so great with one another. And it just like matches up with Captain America and Iron Man from this wave, just looking like toys straight from the 80s. The paint apps is where it kind of hinders a little bit. That's what brought down my rating. It like was a little fuzzy around the lines. I don't know if that's just my figure or if that's just among all of them. Let me know. But for the most part, the paint apps is just super spot on, especially in those head sculpts. My God, they are just beautiful. Maybe beautiful is not the right word for Wolverine. They are just radical. I don't know. I'm a little tired. I need some caffeine. I love the smiling head sculpt. I love the frowning unmasked head sculpt. And those claws look great as well. But yeah, using that X-Men 97 mold was the right call. It is just absolutely perfect. And it does a whole lot for me that the X-Men 97 figure didn't do. Yeah, just a really awesome action figure. One that I'm really proud to add to the collection. which is something I don't really say a lot in my reviews. Yeah, this guy, I am just super happy to own. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. But yeah, that'll do for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below what you thought about the figure. I would love to see your guys' opinions, and while you're at it, like and subscribe and share with a friend. Anything you can do to support the channel will be greatly appreciated. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye. But is wary of forging alliances outside his trusty fellow